Good freezing Wednesday morning to everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith, moving very slow this morning with extra coffee in hand with a video forecast discussion for this Wednesday, bone-chilling cold one too, the 19th of November 2014. And it's generally clear to partly cloudy on your way out the door this morning, and temperatures are cold. We have temperatures in the single digits still across portions of northwestern New Jersey. They're basically in the teens, the low and mid-20s just about everywhere this morning. And if we looked at the minimums this morning, we find temperatures that were down just close to 10 degrees here in Walpack, 11 degrees in High Point this morning. This is some very cold Arctic air in place. And this image from coolweather.com shows the areas here that have broken daily record lows or near daily record lows, and look at all of these here over the eastern United States. Just very impressive for this November. Visible pass of the morning visible satellite this morning shows generally clear skies overhead. We have some clouds increasing to our west. That's kind of good news in a way, because that means some warmer air is trying to work in towards the atmosphere on a southwesterly flow this morning. And we're not really finding any much in the way of precipitation. We do have some lake streamers here across the Great Lakes here, but generally the atmosphere is dry today, and we're expecting that to continue with a slight moderation in temperature, although you're not really going to feel it at the surface too much. You'd have to go up a couple of thousand feet. That's where it will get a little warmer and a little bit more cloudier as well. And the winds are slackening off a little bit. We don't have any airport delays this morning on the aviational weather deck. Still a VFR day today and tonight. The northwest winds continue to diminish overnight tonight, and basically we're going to capture just occasional gusts near 20 knots through daybreak in Philly and southern New Jersey terminals this morning. Westerly winds become southwesterly during this afternoon and even southerly after sunset tonight. By tomorrow morning, southwest winds will lost strength into about 50 knots at about 3,000 feet above the surface, and model output does not indicate it quite meeting low-level wind shear criteria. Basically, on Thursday, we're going to find VFR conditions. Cold frontal passage Thursday afternoon may result in westerly wind gusts at 25 to 30 knots. And then Friday through Saturday, VFR high pressure in control. On Sunday, low pressure approaches from the west, which will bring rain to the area, and VFR possible in low ceilings and visibilities with the rain, especially in the later part of the day. Right now outside of Newark, it's 21. That's cold. Dew point dry, 4 degrees. Humidity 48%. The wind is west at 10. Clear skies, and the wind chill 10 degrees. VFR in place. Philadelphia right now, 23. Dew point 5 degrees dew point. Relative humidity 45%. The wind is out of the southwest at 15. A few clouds at 5,500 where the warm air is trying to win in, but the wind chill this morning is at 10, and the scattered to broken clouds this morning at 10 to 15,000, and scattered at 5,000 during this afternoon as well, with VFR conditions in place. Watches, warnings, and advisories on the marine deck. The gale warning has been canceled and replaced with a small craft advisory as winds are gradually weakening. The small craft advisory is in effect through 11 a.m. this morning. And the winds will back out of the southwest this afternoon and then strengthen tonight. Once the morning headlines expire, the small craft advisories will likely be issued for tonight for the coastal Atlantic waters, for the lower Delaware Bay, both winds and seas. There is also concern for gales tonight over the coastal Atlantic waters, southwesterly flow, not typically associated with favorable mixing setup. And basically, we're going to see support for mixing of winds during this evening. And this right now, the outlook for Thursday and Friday, small craft advisories likely an increasing southwesterly flow ahead of cold frontal passage tomorrow afternoon. And again, behind the front with west and northwest winds, generally 25 to 30 knots. Also cannot rule a period of gales out early on Friday morning as well. Friday night through Sunday, no headlines expected at this time. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com. The digital atmosphere software shows our high pressure ridge building in across the forecast region, southwesterly flow. And even though we're having a southwesterly flow, we're pretty much going to stay very cold during today, probably very much similar to where we were yesterday. Here's our next frontal system, which will be approaching from the northwest and passing through the terminals tomorrow afternoon, reintroducing another shot of cold air for Friday. NamWRF composite reflectivity forecast from Penn State's eWall site shows the sunshine in place today, southwesterly flow, and increasing cloud cover from the southwest to the northeast during late this afternoon and tonight. And temperatures are still going to be cold. Here's our cold frontal passage. It will pass through the day dry on Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon, accompanied by another shot of cold air advection, which will move through the region on Thursday night and Friday with increasing winds and chilly air in place. And of course, the downstream flow will cause the atmosphere to dry out across the interior valleys here of northwestern New Jersey, the lower Hudson Valley of New York, Connecticut and southwestern Pennsylvania around Philadelphia in the I-95 Delmarva corridor. However, there will be snow plumes and snow showers once again coming in from off the Great Lakes and will dive down and probably stay to the north and west of our forecast region once again. GFS parallel from the Tropical Tidbits website, Levi Cohen's website. I have to say that the last couple of runs of the GFS, like the other models as well, really not handling this amplitude and pattern change too well, especially with the subtropical jet stream, putting storms on the map, taking storms off the map, and then putting storms back on the map again, which is pretty well-known bias of some of the models, especially the GFS. So we're going to take the long range here with a grain of salt, and as we get closer to the forecast periods in question, that's when we'll begin to know more if these are going to be evolutionary storms or just wish casting from the model. Anyway, moving ahead here, we have our high pressure ridge in control. Here's our next cold front crossing the Great Lakes. That will move through the region during tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, bringing another shot of chilly air as high pressure builds down from the upper Midwest and southern southeastern United States all the way to the East Coast on the weekend. Then things get interesting. The high moves off the coast. Winds turn around to the south-southwest. Another storm in the subtropical jet stream here in the southern plains gets going here. And this storm obviously is going to be blocked by the strong high pressure, which is now over the western Atlantic. So it's going to head absolutely up towards the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence River Valley, deepening as it does so, and then provides us with the chance of rain again by Sunday night and Monday morning. It starts out mostly cloudy on Sunday, and then the rain chances increase, and showers will be likely on Sunday night and Monday morning. And then basically we get back into a pattern reload where we're going to find another area of low pressure that was off the models yesterday. It's back on the models this morning, and this would be for early Tuesday morning on the old frontal boundary, moving up the spine of the Appalachians once again and bringing a chance of rain across the region early on Tuesday now instead of Wednesday. So this is where we can't trust the models because we just don't have all the players on the field yet, and it gets a little complicated as we head back towards Wednesday afternoon. Things begin to dry out once again, but here's another wave or short wave on the front, bringing some icy precipitation to the forecast region possibly on Thursday. This was off the chart yesterday. It's back on the charts now. And of course, we have another big storm system here developing across the plains, which will be moving towards the Ohio and Tennessee River Valley as we approach Thanksgiving morning and then out to sea. So we've got a lot of forecasting to do over the next couple of days to find out which players are going to be on the field and how it's going to impact your travel plans for Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Position of key factors is always key in your weather forecast, and this is the 500 millibar height anomalies from the European, the GFS, and the CMC from last night's run. All of them pretty much showing a PNA signature here, but the height wavelength locations are a little bit different on each of the modeling, centering on a warmer solution with storms riding up towards the Great Lakes on the European and also the CMC, and a much colder solution, which is a bias of moving the trough axis too fast here in the means on the GFS. So probably going to use a compromise between the two as we go forward. So once again, carry those scarves, hats, hoodies, and gloves with you. You're going to need them once again for today. We'll be back in live form tomorrow morning for everything live on Garden State Weather, gardenstate.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Have a safe and warm Wednesday. We'll be back in video form on Thursday morning.